Have a side hustle, we gotta have this conversation right now because frankly, a lot is going on in the gig economy, in the side hustle space, actual changes with the different apps. And I think maybe even equally as important, different trend change as far as where's the money right now at the time of filming this video or whenever you're watching this. We're seeing a big behavior change, market change, as far as, again, where is the money? So you and I are going to go over that in this video, but I want to welcome you to this video today. If you're not currently subscribed, welcome here. If you're not subscribed again, I invite you to join a team of now over 50,000, reaching hundreds of thousands every single month on your side hustle. And hey, it's my job here. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, my name is Mike. And I started my side hustle right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 2015 in the rideshare space. Shortly after that, I tacked on food delivery. And then you know what happens? I went down the rabbit hole of side gigs really for myself and now for you to help you make more money. So grocery delivery, parcel delivery. And again, there's a lot of different niches here when we talk about the side hustle. Now in this video, I have a special guest here I'm going to bring on. My twin brother, Matt, also here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And he also started in 2015 as well. So let me know in the live chat if you're watching this on the replay, where you're watching from. And with that, let's bring on Matt here. And I want to discuss some very real things going on in the side hustle right now. So Matt, appreciate you being here as always. How's your day going so far?
Not too bad. Glad to be back.
Well, I am always glad to have you, and I know everyone's busy here. So today we're going to talk about really three things. Firstly, a new option to earn on the Uber platform, Uber Eats, Uber in general. Secondly, really the biggest thing that I want you watching this to know is there may be massive changes right now as far as where is the money in food delivery. And then lastly, a big acquisition that I don't think a lot of us knew about. Actually, I didn't really know about it. You're the one that told me about this. And we're going to go over if that really matters. So Matt, I appreciate you being here again on the video today. So folks, again, let us know where you're watching from. I see in here, Kevin from Florida, Ellen from Vegas, Amal from New York City. I see you guys in here in the video today. I appreciate you being here. So firstly, Matt, let's go over something really important here, that new way to earn on the Uber platform. So folks, if you haven't heard about this, it's called Uber Connect. And the reason we're talking about this is pretty new. If you look on Uber's blog, this was announced really just last month. Actually, well, a couple months ago. It was either June or July. I'm trying to remember. I just looked it up. But the point is, it was very recent. And we're going to go over, is this even worth it? So if you haven't seen this platform, this Uber Connect, it's a new way to earn again on the Uber platform. So what are you going to be doing? So this is package delivery. So if you've ever done Amazon Flex, if you're familiar with Flex here on the platform, here on the channel rather, I've done it in San Diego, California. We're picking it back up here on the channel. So again, now is the time to join the team here and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We're going to be highlighting more Flex content, but this is package delivery with Uber. And, I'm really excited to bring this to you. And I want to go over exactly what this is, but also some restrictions here of this platform. Now, before we get into that, I want to bring Matt on here to discuss this. So, Matt, what do you think about delivering packages on Uber? So basically, what we'll show you here, folks, is it says Uber Connect makes it easier than ever to send packages, items, and goods to others. Whether delivering a care package or important paperwork, drivers like you can help your customers get items across town quickly. So Matt, we've done this. I should say food delivery. You've done all of them. You've done DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, you've done rideshare. Now you haven't done Amazon Flex. Now I've been pushing for you to do Amazon Flex here in Pittsburgh, but give me your first impressions of this package delivery and if this is something that you would actually consider.
Right. Can you hear me okay?
We can, yes.
Okay, perfect. So for me, I'm looking at my options. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking about your personal goals, so a lot of the times when we're going over these new strategies, whether it's the summertime strategy or this back to school strategy that we're finding ourselves in this end of August time, I'm thinking about what are your goals? And if package delivery gets me to my goals, and that's typically, well, I want to make X amount of dollars. If that gets me there faster, and I'm more prefer that type of work. So remember, there's rideshare where you're driving customers to and from locations. There's obviously food delivery, and now parcel delivery through Uber Connect. Well, if it gets me to my goals faster, I'm 100% considering it.
So let's think about this, folks. I mean, you probably have a lot of questions here. I just got activated on Uber Connect. Now, you have to opt in. Now, there's been questions of how do I opt in? You have to get an email and or a notification in your app. So we can see here, Brooklyn comments, it's not available in Dallas, Fort Worth yet. So actually let us know in the live chat right now or the comment section if you've seen Uber Connect in your marketplace, number one. And then number two, have you chosen to opt in or have you just, opted out? There's really no, right or wrong answer there. So Matt, think about this. A lot of the reason that you and we switched from rideshare to food delivery is, folks, it's super easy. You can listen to your own music. You can drive how you want. Matt and I are very safe drivers, folks. Don't worry. But you can drive how you want. You can listen to your music. So we're big fans of food delivery. So, wouldn't it kind of be the same thing? You just mentioned as long as the pay is fair. Is that a no-brainer for you?
So it's definitely not the same thing. And this is why I say that. What is expected of you and the steps to complete those orders are different. So with Amazon Flex, you're essentially picking up all of these parcels, all of these boxes at one time, and then making incremental stops. And you don't choose where you're delivering those boxes, those packages. Now, same with Uber Connect. I'm not as familiar with it. I'm excited to look into it, and I'm glad Mike is already approved. But for food delivery, I'm deciding which app am I driving on, the distance that I'm going, and if I take any additional orders. So that's not the case with these parcel deliveries. So if you drop off one box or one package, you can't decide after that, well, is this next house, is this location that I'm going to next too far for me? Is the pay too low? However, we don't want to paint it with a bad brush, not knowing too much about it, because if it's a really good earner, if you're going to make a lot of money, typically that's why we're doing this, right? In addition to the flexibility, which is amazing. I would consider it. Again, I would not automatically throw this out the window.
And folks, just to clarify, Amazon Flex, it's a whole route. It's minimum 2 hours, typically actually 3 hours. And like Matt said, you're going to a warehouse, you're going to pick up all packages at once and then deliver that route. And I invite you, check out our Amazon Flex playlist going over when I drove for Flex in San Diego. But like Matt mentioned, you have no idea where that route is going to be in your entire marketplace until you get to that warehouse and pick up packages. So, the one good thing with this is it is one run. It's you go to the sender, you pick it up, and you go to the receiver, and that's it. Now, speaking of, folks, do you think of any problems of picking up an unknown package from an unknown sender? Are there any concerns at all? What could be in that? Well, absolutely, right? Clearly. So there are some restrictions with Uber Connect. And Matt, I'm going to ask you about this. Okay, so package restrictions. Let's just read this here. So please make sure your package is under 30 pounds, under $100 in value, securely sealed, and not a prohibited item such as alcohol, medication, recreational drugs, and dangerous or illegal items. Let's unpack, no pun intended. Let's unpack this. Don't unpack your packages here, but okay. So under 30 pounds. So I guess those with mobility issues, lifting heavy boxes, what have you, that kind of alleviates a bit of that. $100 in value. So you're not sending like a MacBook Pro. So there's some security there with the sender as far as theft, what have you. Matt, I'm gonna have you take the rest of this. What do you think about, having packages securely sealed? Any of this that you're seeing right now?
So I automatically think about customers. So think about food delivery. If you're watching this and you've driven food delivery, well, sometimes, and it may not have happened to you, but I have had customers say that certain items were missing, and then you're kind of playing the blame game. Well, here's a way to protect yourself. Also, would apply to the Uber Connect. We don't know what's in those packages. And for food delivery, those bags should be sealed with a tamper-proof seal. So if there happens to be an error, if there's damage to the product, your job as a driver is to get the package or the food delivery there safely and follow the instructions, and that ends your responsibility. So if you do your job, right. So if I'm doing Uber Connect and I have so many packages to deliver, yes, they're under $100. We have no idea what's in those packages. But again, if you're doing this as a side hustle, maybe this is your full-time hustle, the only thing that you should be concerned with is getting that package there safely and moving on to the next one so you can make your earnings. So it's a concern from a customer standpoint, but I think for the day-to-day driver, it's not something that's really on our radar. Our job is to do our job.
Now, playing devil's advocate here, as fellow drivers and you watching this and listening to this. So, the terms of service clearly state, you can't send these certain items. I was wondering what kind of vetting is happening in the background. Is there any kind of, safety measures, double checking of this? How do you drive? You don't know. You just said you don't know what's in there. So could it be illegal drugs? Could it be a weapon? And could it be something else that would cause harm or, legal problems for you as a driver if found with that in your possession? Are you worried about that at all? Because I don't know. I don't know what kind of vetting, does the sender have to have a business account, like a restaurant account, right? On Uber Eats? I don't know yet. And I kind of looked over the Uber Eats website. This is actually where we pulled it from. Let's finish on that though. Do you have any worries, or is it just more, comfortable to say like, hey, I'm just doing my job here. I'm just going to deliver. And I'm not going to ask questions.
Okay. So look, I know we're talking about a lot of hypothetical scenarios here, but here's the deal. If you're watching and you've driven rideshare in the past, you don't know who or what kind of background
Good point.
The customers have, or maybe what's in their pockets, what's in their system. Your job is to, and there's been many documented, I shouldn't say many, there's been occasions where Uber drivers have been in the middle of some very, very precarious situations as drivers. That's a whole nother conversation. But at the end of the day, I think from a lot of those examples, you're doing your job. You're essentially not involved in you don't know what you don't know. So a lot of that, are you involved in, could you come under some type of penalty, what have you? Look, again, we don't know what's in these packages. If you're watching this, I would not be afraid to drive Uber Connect. I would not be afraid to drive Amazon Flex, as I am not afraid to drive Uber, Lyft, whatever it happens to be. We're doing our jobs.
That's a fantastic point. Folks, if you would be nervous with this at all, well, first, you don't have to opt in. Okay. It's completely optional. But if you want the most peace of mind, I would do Amazon Flex, because those are literally packages that were ordered on Amazon.com. So you really have little to no doubt of the safety of those packages. But like you said, Matt, we both did rideshare. We both did, hundreds or if not thousands of rideshare rides back in 2015, 2016, et cetera. And yeah, I would say, a person is a lot more unpredictable than a package. Yes, could it be something devious in that package that could harm you? Absolutely. But it's a tough balance between, okay, how much am I going to worry about that actually happening and the small chance of that happening versus trying to, do my job and make some extra money here. But yeah, I completely agree. We both did Uber and Lyft. And yeah, I would agree that passengers are much more unpredictable and you don't know. So folks, let us know in the live chat right now. Let us know in the live chat or the comment section. What are your thoughts on Uber Connect? Would you have any concerns with these package restrictions? Or would you just say, hey, I'm just going to do Amazon Flex? Or is package delivery just off the table for you? So folks, I see in here, Jack, Sierra, Mr. A, Panda, Brooklyn, Matt, David. I see you guys in the video today. I appreciate you being here. And hey, if you are getting value in this video, can you definitely drop us a like? And as you see here, definitely check out the first link in the description. That is our team Amazon storefront for the very best accessories. No matter the side hustle, make the smart decision as thousands in the community have done. Check that out as well. Note those are affiliate links. So let's move on here. I mean, one of the most massive changes, and you're going to like this, folks, lean in. I mean, you can let this go in the background, but if you're about to bounce from the video, I mean, at least save it and watch this at another time, because this is what I'm most excited to talk to you about. New strategies right now. Bobby, I see in here. Bobby's one of our team VIPs. If you'd like to join as well to gain access to exclusive content, badges, emotes, click the join button down below as Bobby has. Bobby, appreciate you being here. So new strategies. Again, in your side hustle right now, I mean, I'll let you handle this. You just got this bonus from Grubhub. So we're going to go into Grubhub a little bit later here, but it's getting on fire right now, folks. It's getting on fire. The pay's been pretty good. We're seeing a huge uptick because of market changes. Talk to me about this bonus. What is it? Is it attractive to you, or are you going to drive on other platforms?
Absolutely. So look, I completely broke down this bonus, and I want you guys to think about how you judge these bonuses and how you decide if you want to take these. So here's the thing. Okay, we see 100% acceptance rate, 85 and 60% acceptance rate, and that means how many requests are you actually taking and accepting. So here's how it breaks down. If I drive 3 food deliveries per hour, which I would say is the average, you really want to try and do 3, at minimum 2. You can see there, I need every 6 deliveries. So for me to complete this incentive at 3 per hour, it takes me 2 hours, right? So that comes to an extra $10.50 per hour for that first bonus, $8.50 and $6 extra per hour for each 3 of these bonuses, 10, $8.50, and 6. So is it worth it to you to take every single order that Grubhub throws at you for an extra $10.50 an hour? So here's the thing. The average order, let's pretend it's $7. I'm doing 3 per hour. That's $21 per hour. Tack on $10.50. Well, automatically I'm at $31.50 an hour. Is it worth it to you? Knowing you could drive anywhere.
Yes.
You don't know what the mileage is, but are you willing to do that for $31.50? At very minimum, you're probably making $20 an hour. So
hey, that first one, did you say you need to do 3 orders an hour?
What I'm saying is, for this bonus, it says every 6 deliveries.
Right.
So if I'm doing 3 per hour, then that's
I see.
2 right,
2
that's
hours.
Yeah, you get it.
Now, there were some time restrictions. I think it was 5:30 to 9:30 or something like that. Was that the right time?
So
4 hours.
Does anyone see what's happening here? Grubhub is trying to take away the competition during the dinner rush. It's right. 5:30 to 9:30 on the weekends, the busiest time. So Grubhub's saying, hey, do you want to make potentially $31 an hour? That's if you're, well, what if you're accepting $10 orders? Then you're making over $40 an hour. I just use 7 as an example. But Grubhub's saying, hey, don't drive DoorDash, don't drive Uber Eats. But again, you're accepting every single request. To me, I'd probably give it a shot. To be honest.
You know what's interesting is, folks, for this top bonus that we're going over right now, you have to do 6 deliveries from 5:30 to 9:30. if you do the quick math on that, that's 1.5 deliveries per hour. That is extremely doable. You can do 2 to 4 deliveries an hour. 4 if you're flying, if you get lucky, you get stacked orders, etc. But 1.5 is super doable. But here's a problem. Matt, let me know if you agree with this. So you could squeeze easily 6 deliveries in 4 hours, get that $21 bonus, maybe make whatever, 30, 35, maybe, I don't know, 38 an hour. That can absolutely hurt your dollars to mile ratio because, if you have to maintain 100%, what if it takes you like 25 minutes away, 12 miles away? You have to take it or you get knocked down to the next tier.
Right. So I saw your comments, guys. I think Tim was it. He said, absolutely not. Look, some of you are saying I make $34 an hour cherry picking. Brooklyn, I see you in the comment section, but here's why I pull out those 2 comments. If you're making $30 an hour multi-apping because your dinner rush, again, we're talking about strategies. What time of year is it? If you watch my most recent video, now we're in the back to school rush. It's end of August. If you live by universities, it's going crazy right now in Pittsburgh. 60,000 students have arrived into the city, and those are all potential customers. So if you're already making a good amount, it's not worth it to drive 25 minutes away because you're going to have to drive 25 minutes back to those power strips where all the restaurants are. So to Mike's point, and my point is, if I believe that Grubhub gives me mostly long trips, and that's been my experience, I'd rather make $28 an hour, $30 an hour multi-apping than do this bonus.
I'll leave on this if you get lucky and you can accept 100% of runs for 6 runs that are short, obviously take it. Get the extra $21. You got lucky. But yeah, if one's going to take you super far away, don't worry about it. Drop down to the next tier. Knock out your 6 runs within a strong dollars to mile and dollars to time ratio. Get that $17 bonus or $12 bonus. And then, it's follow the money. We have no allegiance here. And I agree with you. It's, trying to have bonuses that have 100% acceptance rating. Exactly. They're trying to tie you down to the most busy times when, you could do it if you get lucky. But for business purposes, I think you may be better declining some. Anyway, we have to move on here, but the short of it is, folks, again, always be smart. Don't be attracted by the shiny, the shiny piece of gold looking thing, $21 bonus here. Always be smart. Appreciate you being here, folks. Definitely drop a like if you're getting value. If you appreciate Matt taking time out of his day here, I know everyone's busy, including you watching this. So I do appreciate you taking your time as well to watch this video. Matt said, again, go check out his channel, Your Driver Team Matt. Again, Your Driver Team Matt. Great content there every week. This is on my most recent shift. I'm going to hit the road this weekend as well. This is on Uber Eats, and I confirmed this in a recent video. Crazy bonuses of $8.25, $10, which is insane, $7.75, and this was on Uber Eats. We thought, okay, maybe this is Uber Connect, maybe this is something else here, but we were really wowed with this. So I just wanted to finish up on, what kind of a busy season it is. So this is one of those orders I took. I took it on Monday, this past week, the 23rd. And here, now you can go ahead and show that again. So that's what the app is currently doing. $4, $3, and $2 bonus. It's super red, which means it's not like an $8 or $9 or $10 bonus, but that's telling me it's only going to get busier. So I appreciate you sharing that. You kind of already said it, but I'll ask you this. How much more crazy is it going to get? How long is this going to last for? As far as, students coming back, universities, colleges here. That's clearly more food delivery. We're talking food delivery, folks. Those are more food delivery customers. How long is that going to last?
Yeah, so I really believe that this is going to go until December. Yes, there's going to be holiday breaks, and I talk a little bit about this on my most recent video, the Thanksgiving break, the holiday break, in December. But if you have any universities, and I just want to say, that the opposite can happen too. Okay, we don't all, what if I'm not in a big city, Matt? What if I'm in a smaller town or a suburb? It has the opposite effect. Students are moving away from my area. I had a really, really good comment on my most recent video where someone said it's actually less beneficial when students come back because they're the ones that are driving these apps. So when you have students come into town, they also come into town as DoorDash drivers, Uber Eats drivers. Now, we can just look here on the map. I mean, I don't believe, in my experience, Uber Eats. So I know it's a little bit, funky there with the coloring, but look, it's busy. Okay, we get it. But I haven't seen this type of busy all summer. Remember, we talked about the summertime strategy. It was so dead during the mornings up until dinner time. It didn't pick up until dinner time. Well, now you have more potential customers, and this is what you're going to see if you're by those universities. If you're not by universities or a larger city, you're still on that dinner rush strategy. You're still driving later if you can. Multi-apping. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but I mean, I think it's going to go for a while.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, to that point of students coming back or in essence more competition, don't necessarily agree with that because, I mean, how many are coming back with a vehicle? Number one, I mean, you would assume sophomore to senior. Number two, I mean, how much are they really driving with school, extracurriculars, hanging out, etc.? And then number three, the number of potential students that are drivers is in no way going to be equal to the ratio of students coming in. So if we have 60,000 students coming in Pitt, I mean, you need to equal the marketplace. Here's another thing. If those students were in fact food delivery drivers, then we wouldn't be seeing the bonuses that we're seeing. Because the reason, folks, that we're seeing the bonuses that we're seeing here, and we're seeing your comments as well, saying like, yeah, it's really starting to pick up with universities and colleges, is, I mean, again, there's $5, $6, $10 bonuses. So there's still some real opportunities out there. I appreciate you sharing that. So let's move on here. And folks, again, appreciate you being here as well. I see you guys in the live chat here today. We're talking about some big market changes. We talked about a change on Uber here. Now, let's talk about a change on another app here. And that is Grubhub. And we're going to talk about, really the sleeper app here in the food delivery space, which is Grubhub, in my opinion. We're going to talk about how we use Grubhub and how you should be using Grubhub in your arsenal. But if you didn't know, and frankly, I didn't even know this. I mean, Matt brought this to my attention here. But Grubhub was just acquired by Europe's JustEatTakeaway.com. You can see there for $7.3 billion. This is an all-stock purchase. And you can see also there very recently, that was June 2020. This is stating it was to be acquired. Now it's finalized. So just to clear that up here, this is the announcement of what it was going to be acquired. Recently, we actually saw changes on the driver platform. And I mean, this is from that same article. You can see here, Grubhub's chief executive officer helping to start the company and lead a 2013 merger with Seamless still left Grubhub with just 23% market share at the end of, this is April 2020. So a little bit older data, but I guarantee it's basically the same thing here. So, Matt, you told me about this. And if you didn't, and again, we're bringing, and you can show that again if you could, just mirroring what we saw here. So we're starting to see actual changes on the Grubhub app, including this kind of rebranding here, which I thought was kind of an interesting choice here. So have you seen anything change on Grubhub since this happened? And folks, the actual change just happened really within the last week. That's why we're talking about this. And for the folks just getting into Grubhub, or even they've been driving for Grubhub, how do you use Grubhub? Because for some reason, they didn't activate me. I applied forever ago, and they activated Matt. And I don't know, Grubhub. Come on, guys. Put me on the plot. Put me on the team. Put me on the field, coach. But anyway, how do you use Grubhub?
So I logged in earlier today, and here's something that it's actually really big news. Grubhub emailed me, and I was trying to find the email. I'll pull it up. but they said the hot spots, which are the same thing I believe that DoorDash calls their red zones, if you
Yep.
will, those popular areas, they're going to be more accurate now. And we'll get you the email screenshot, but so essentially Grubhub is trying to bring something to the table. They're like, hey, drivers, this is not just an acquisition to consolidate companies. This is going to benefit you somehow. I don't know how they're going to make it more accurate, but just be careful with that, because we've seen all kinds of crazy. Do you remember seeing screenshots from Uber Eats that says, hey, it's really busy in Oakland or Squirrel Hill, and it shows you an outline of the map? Well, sometimes that map is completely ridiculous. It could highlight, let's say, a bridge or the river here in Pittsburgh. So again, these are sales and marketing tactics when they say, hey, hotspots are going to be more accurate, drivers. Well, we as drivers say, we'll wait and see. Yeah, we'll wait and see. And I'll try it. I'm going to drive this weekend, as is Mike. We're going to test this. I'm sure some of you are already on the road. I didn't see anything change with the app, okay? But
Right.
according to Grubhub, first of all, who has heard of that other company, by the way? Just takeaway
Yeah.
orders.
Just eat
I've never heard of
takeaway.
it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're massive in Europe. Long story short, nothing has changed for me yet on the app.
You know what they should change? What Jim says here is that cowbell when you get an order request. Do you agree with that? Yeah, guys, if you don't know, when Grubhub sends you an order request, it's a couple second long cowbell, which is I don't know. Maybe that's going to change. Maybe you'll see that over the weekend because there's some rebranding here.
Yeah, it's a little distracting.
So I was just checking out your comments here. So, yeah, as far as what's changing in the app, I'm really curious what we see this weekend here, because, I mean, this is the acquisition from Uber Eats and Postmates. So nothing really changed yet on the Uber Eats app. Remember, Uber Eats acquired Postmates, finalizing the deal this year in January of 2021. But you as a driver, we haven't seen anything other than, hey, this order is from, used to be Postmates, now it's Uber. Nothing's really changed. Now we have seen, I took one package delivery. No, was it a package delivery? No, it was a return delivery. It was for cigarettes. And, we documented that here on the channel. We thought that was kind of odd, maybe a remnant from Postmates because it was a 7-Eleven, it was for goods, right? Cigarettes. But anyway.
Right.
So let me ask you, do you think we're going to see any driver benefits come to Grubhub as a result of this acquisition, especially because Grubhub only retains like 25% or so of the food delivery space? Now, obviously, capturing restaurant contracts is different than capturing drivers. It's a different animal. But do you think we're going to see anything happen as far as the driver improvements?
Right. So I'm going to do my best to show you this, but here is the backup information. It does say Grubhub drivers, and we're going to zoom in here. So it says up-to-date information, increase accuracy. That's a good shot of it right there. So what does this mean? So essentially what they say is this, and I'm sure some of you have already got this, so I apologize if you've already seen this. Improved accuracy and faster updates. Again, so I'm going to read it to you. It says more current info can mean less idle time. So you can find the busiest order areas quickly. So that's what Grubhub is saying when they say faster updates and improved accuracy. That's self-explanatory. So they're promising benefits. And the thing is, what I've heard from the community, your comments on all of our videos, is Grubhub is essentially the worst. I'm not going to filter it. That's how the feedback sounds. And what I mean is the orders are typically the furthest away. Now, maybe Grubhub knows this and they're going to tailor it down and send you as a driver out in a smaller radius. So maybe they will only give you orders, because remember, there's no mileage. So
Right.
How are they filtering out which order you get versus what I get? There's no mileage. So maybe they'll start using mileage and give us orders that are closer. Let's hope so. They say less idle time. No idea what that means.
Well, okay. So they said less idle time, and then they said more accurate hotspots, right?
Yep.
Was there a third one, or was all that was in the email?
That was it.
Less idle time. That's really interesting, folks. What are your thoughts on that? Let us know in the live chat or the comment section. How do you feel about having less idle time on Grubhub? Can you read that portion? What's a verb? Oh, okay. More current info can mean less idle time, so you can find the busiest order areas quickly. Okay. Oh, faster updates. Okay. I guess that's what they mean. They mean faster updates. So does that mean that Grubhub is going to have more dynamic, not bonuses, because Uber Eats has dynamic bonuses, those hotspots change in correlation to surge pay, which is the per delivery pay. So does that just mean that the hotspots are going to be updated more accurately? And here's my problem with that. Postmates had hotspots that had 0 bonuses attached to them. It's just like Grubhub. It's a red, yellow, orange zone to show you busy. And they updated, but there was 0 bonuses behind it. So do you really care if it does that on Grubhub? What are your thoughts on that?
So I was kind of smirking to myself because I can remember the surge pay on Uber whenever we were driving customers around. And it would get towards that busy time. It would maybe be the time when all the bars let out. Mike and I used to drive a lot of the night shifts. And you see the surge pricing. Now stay with me. You would see the surge pricing go up, 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 up. And you would almost see cars racing to get to that area, to get that payment. And then because everyone was going towards that area, it would go away because now there is too many drivers there. So this is really interesting. It says drivers who use hotspots are more likely to get orders. Now I'm kind of paraphrasing. I'm really sorry. We'll do better with this stuff next time. I'm just going to read it.
But does that? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It says drivers who use hotspots tend to get more offers and earn more money. So they're essentially saying, if you use hotspots, you may make more money. But here's the problem that I see. We're all going to just like a magnet drive towards those hotspots, and now it's going to be oversaturated, maybe like it was with Uber back in the day. So I would use it as a guide. I'm sorry, go ahead. You're going to ask something?
I see what you're saying. Maybe that's a good thing that the hotspots don't have dynamic bonuses like Uber Eats, because what I told you folks in the most recent videos, I did in essence chase bonus pay, surge pay from downtown to central Pittsburgh in Oakland for several strategies. And we'll leave that video linked above so you can check out, the different reasons there. But
that's a good point, by the way. What you said, let me just jump in. What Mike means is it's directing you towards the restaurants that are most likely to give you orders, not necessarily a dollar bonus incentive. It's telling you this area is best for frequency. Is that a fair summary?
Well, I was driving on Uber Eats, so there was, as you can see here, surge pay. So there was, $4 surge pay downtown. I didn't want to drive downtown. I went over to central Pittsburgh because there was like a $10 bonus. I wanted some of that if possible. But I don't know, hot zones without a bonus on Grubhub, in my opinion, is going to lead to less drivers chasing than if there was a bonus attached, like what you're seeing right here on Uber Eats and, Uber of yesteryear. So yeah, that could be better. And I guess they're saying you'll make more money because that hot zone actually has the orders. So again, there's less idle time. We do have to wrap it up here. So I'll just leave you folks. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask Matt or I, definitely let us know in the live chat or the comment section here. So Matt, Any other thoughts on the changing landscape with universities, colleges, students coming back? Anything with Uber Connect package delivery and or with Grubhub's new branding and what it's going to mean for drivers, or any other really last words you'd like to share with the team here?
Yeah, so if you're able to, sign up for Amazon Flex, sign up for or accept orders from Uber Connect, because you don't have to take them if you don't want to. But it's to your benefit to at least be approved, because I tried to sign up for Amazon Flex. They were accepting drivers apparently in Pittsburgh. I immediately tried to apply, and then I got an email saying that they're not accepting drivers. So it's kind of confusing. But if I'm somewhere that there's universities like Pittsburgh or whatever city you happen to be in, or if I'm not, I would be very curious what Grubhub looks like over the next few months. They know it's the busy time. It's going to get colder out. We're approaching fall and winter. Yeah. Less people are going to be walking to restaurants. They know. Interesting time for the merger, right? For this buyout or whatever, because now they're adding all of these resources. Anyway, I would be very excited. I would sign up for all of those apps if I'm not already approved on Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, and I'd be hitting the road. I'm gonna check out Grubhub, and I would pay attention to those bonuses, but don't live and die by them. Just make smart decisions.
Awesome. Well, again, I appreciate you being here. Folks, I appreciate you being here. And on your way out, if you could, drop us a like if you did get value in this video. I appreciate every single one of you being a part of the team here. Now over 50,000, 52,000, whatever it is. It's crazy. And if you're not a team member, join a supportive community here. Definitely subscribe if you would like to. And you can also click or tap screen here for a video recommendation as well. And Matt and I will see you in the next video.